As always, I am having a very vintage Christmas over here, and I've been making these adorable, teeny tiny angel ornaments. I make these angels with these little spun cotton cones. These are 32 millimeters tall, and the heads are made with 14 millimeter spun cotton balls. If you didn't want to use spun cotton for this project, you could make the cones out of something like polymer clay, just roll it on the table and then bake it. And then for the heads, you could use a small wooden bead. If you do want to use spun cotton, I have some little mini supply packs in my shop that have the cones, the heads, and the little tiny German wings. To start, I'm going to paint the cones in different colors, and to do that, I'm going to mount them on some bamboo skewers just so I have a handle to hold on to. And I'm just using regular craft paints. These are the colors I have chosen. I've got Tuscan red, navy blue, sun bright yellow, and bright green. While the cones are drying, I'm going to paint the heads. And these are the colors I'm using for that. I have raw sienna and cotton candy. I'm going to let all of those pieces dry. I'm gluing the heads onto the top of the cones, and because I want these to be ornaments, I'm positioning the hole up at the top. That's where the hanging loop is going to go. Okay, now I'm going to let those dry. Now, if you enjoy hand painting, you can really go to town with these and create some very detailed faces and add a lot of embellishment. I'm going to be sticking to something a little more simple in style, and if hand painting makes you nervous, I'll walk you through it step by step. To paint the angel's hair, I'm going to use this old calligraphy brush that's in really rough shape, and what that is going to do is it'll create kind of a feathered pattern. So I've dipped my brush in the paint, and you can see what that looks like. It's all splayed out and feathered. And now I'm just going to paint everything except the front of the head. You can see the pattern that it's creating using this old brush. Just going around the face, and then I will fill in the back of the head. I'm also going to add a little paint to the hole at the top. Okay, now I'm going to do the rest of them. Now, while I have this black paint out, I'm going to paint on the sleeves. And the way to do that is to first paint a tall X on the front of the gown. And then on either side, paint a line out to the side. Now to do the face, I have a toothpick, and I'll just dip that in the black paint to make two eyes. And once you have them positioned, you can add more paint to make them bigger. For the mouth, I'm doing a tiny dot of red paint. Now for the rosy cheeks, I'm introducing this color, Crushed Coral, and I'm using the tail end of a bamboo skewer to apply it. And for the hands, I'm going to dip the skewer into the skin color and just dot the hands right in the center of the X, like that. For the hanging loops, I'm using this cotton embroidery thread. Any kind of string or even like a button thread would work great. And I've just cut this into lengths about 7 or 8 inches long, and each one I'll tie into a loop. And then I'm going to snip the end right under the knot. And then to attach these, I'm going to squeeze some glue down into the hole. And I'll just lay the knot on top. And then I've got one of my skewers here. To push that down inside. These wings come in a sheet, so I'm going to cut them out. You can apply the wings straight behind like that, or you can bend them slightly, which I think is how I'm going to do these, so that they will be behind the angel. And I'll just hold for a second until that glue sets. And then just for a finishing touch, I'm going to put a little foil star on the underside. And that way, if you see the ornament from below, it looks finished.